You move your mouse and the girls move.
Yeah.
And it's sponsored by YouPorn.
Yep. It's a $25,000 prize pool, which is like, it's a lot of money.
All right, this is a slow news week, and we have Ben on. I think we have to talk about this.
I don't even know what the thing is. It doesn't even say what games are in here.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Intense Mobile. It's a mobile game. It looks like.
Tits and tanks. Oh boy.
I thought it was more.
And a cat girl.
Fucking esports.
Just
Evo
for the lulz.
Evo is less than a couple weeks away. I'm so excited. It's fighting game Christmas.
I already have a title for this podcast.
It hasn't even started yet.
Oh, it's started in my books. Okay, YouTube. Need to get the link. Yeah. So I'm not going through insurance for that broken window.
Why not?
It costs more, wouldn't it?
Your premiums will probably go up. That's why.
But there's no point in having insurance if you don't use it.
Only if you're in a serious wreck, then you can use it. I don't know.
That's what I hate about insurance. Like it's mandatory, but they scare you into not using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had an eye thing where like they wanted to do some tests in my eyes, and like I asked them, "Can I use my insurance to help me with it?" And they told me, "Outright, it's gonna cost you more." I'm like. And I didn't argue with them because she can't control that. I just screamed in my head, how the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I pay, it takes out of my paycheck every time, like, for this. Like, come on. Nope.
And even when you have insurance, it's like, what's the point of it? Because you're paying for your insurance every month. Yeah. But then what it covers usually still gives you large bills, so you're paying more throughout the year with insurance than you would if you didn't have insurance. You just had to pay full price for your medical bills. Like it's a little different with some people. Like Brooke has a lot of medications and stuff, and so it's cheaper for her. But like I had my hospital little visit back in February. They covered like a decent amount, I guess. It didn't seem like it, but I still had like about $3,000 worth of medical bills after all was said and done. Yeah. And it was just for like basically a checkup that said, "Oh, you have acid reflux."
Fuck. That's shit. That's so
because I thought it was heart related, so they had to do a lot of tests and stuff like that. I get that.
Yeah.
But still, like with insurance, I shouldn't still be paying $3,000. Well, I haven't paid it yet.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with that, but yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, we're all like, I'm just gonna die.
Right, like I'm afraid to go back to the doctor, even if something does go wrong.
Yeah, I'm like I don't go to the doctor because I'm afraid they're gonna tell me something and they're gonna want me to do this. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah,
my time's gonna come. Jesus is outside already anyway, so we're good. He's gonna take me home.
Okay.
Oh, you have a Jesus in your family?
No, I don't think I might. I might. If I did, I never met him.
Okay, stream is live, publish. Okay, recording, stream's going well. Alright. Hello everyone. Oh wait, let me go grab a beer.
That should be the actual intro though.
Yes.
And then like that record scratch sound or whatever, like like take two. And then the actual intro.
Or the I can't.
What?
That was the Banjo-Kazooie sound.
Yeah, it was. Well, I've been playing banjo, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat one. I'm almost at the end of 2, and then Octopath came out, so I've kind of
Why are you playing 2? It's so bad.
2 is not. One is actually bad. Well, one's not
They're
bad.
They're both bad, all right.
They're not.
I thought you hadn't played them.
I played the first one, and I played a bit of the second one.
It's basically the Donkey Kong of the PlayStation era, or at least it was. It's basically what it is. 1 is your basic bitch ass platformer that doesn't really do anything special. 2 has a little bit more nuanced mechanics, and 3 is just retarded.
Wait, you're saying
Wait, Banjo-Kazooie is an N64 game.
No, I'm talking about Crash.
You said Banjo-Kazooie.
No, I said Crash.
No, you 100% said Banjo.
We are recording this, sir.
That's
You cannot get away with that.
Okay, then I'll correct myself. I meant Crash is the PlayStation equivalent of what Donkey Kong Country was. One is basic as fuck. 2 is a little bit more nuanced. 3 is just dumb.
Because I said it was a Banjo-Kazooie sound, and you said I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie.
No, I refuse.
And that's what we were talking about.
I refuse to play hot garbage.
Wow. I'm not even a big Banjo-Kazooie fan, and I still think you're wrong.
It's not intuitive at all.
I agree with Ben wholeheartedly.
That game is.
Well, the first one has a charm to it that it gets by on.
Yeah.
But
the camera sucks. The level design is awful, especially when you get into the later levels. It's not intuitive. You can get stuck. It's frustrating. The controls are weird as fuck, especially on the Xbox controller. I can't speak for Tui or Nuts and Bolts, but god damn.
Nuts and Bolts is garbage, so you don't have to worry about that one.
Nuts and Bolts is better than the original Banjo games.
No, there's the cart mechanics ruin it. Actually, functionally playing as Banjo in that game is not bad, but you don't really play as Banjo very much. You play as a kart racer.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But yeah,
I'll give you some credit. Like the Banjo-Kazooie games, they're no Donkey Kong 64.
That's one of the worst games ever made.
I have not played it.
You're one of the worst people ever made.
It's a bad video game.
You're bird.
It is a bad video game. I don't understand how people can like DK64.
I should play it and see if I have an opinion on that.
It's so bloated. It's so bloated for no fucking reason other than that it was the thing to do.
The only problem it has is that there's too much in each level.
Yeah, and that gets tiring.
It's a fun game though, and you don't have to do 100%.
No, it controls awkwardly. The Kongs are weird. The weapon stuff is weird. It just doesn't feel right. It didn't. Donkey Kong didn't translate well to 3D when it did that. I'm convinced. So yeah, there you go. And I know this because I played Donkey Kong 64 not too long ago because my friend bought it for me because he wanted me to play it and stream it. Never streamed it, but
Thomas, you need to play Donkey Kong 64.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, just go play.
It's a good game.
Just go play Star Fox. An actual Star Fox.
The first Star Fox is good. I haven't played 64.
Yeah. Oh, the SNES one?
Oh yeah, SNES is the SNES one. I like that one.
I can't judge it. It probably sucks, but
it's short and it does what it needs to do and it gets out.
I imagine it, when it came out in '93, it was like, oh my god,
dude! It was polygons on a goddamn SNES.
No, I know. Right. Trust me, I'm fully aware. I never knew Star Fox was a thing until the 64 because I never had Star Fox.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Charge Shot Gamescast, where a bunch of friends gather around, talk about the games they've been playing, the shit going on in their lives,
and how good Donkey Kong 64 is.
It's not.
Justin, I gotta level with you. Just by judging the stuff that I've seen of it, I can't go there. But I'll need to play it for myself to have a valid opinion.
The characters are all varied and they have really cool abilities, and it's just really fun to play.
I just don't like Baby Kong.
The things you do in the levels, there's no Baby Kong.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, isn't it the big lanky dude?
No, that's 3.
I mean, there are 2 different characters. There's Lanky. And then there's
Lanky.
The big one.
Well, they're the same character in my mind.
But he's not a baby. The only baby is in Donkey Kong Country 3.
They're the same character.
Or are you talking about Tiny Kong?
Maybe I'm just
little girl.
Kongist. I'm Kongist, guys.
Yeah, I think you're Kongist.
I'm sorry.
Look, the only Kongs that matter are Diddy, Dixie, and
Give Donkey his due.
No, nobody likes him.
Donkey's stupid. Yeah. Diddy, Dixie, and Lanky.
How about Donkey Kong Jr.?
How about that? We agree that Lanky matters. Even if you don't like Donkey Kong 64, Lanky matters.
No, because that means acknowledging the existence of Donkey Kong 64, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Just give me some Junior DK and we're good to go.
Hashtag justice for Lanky.
He exists in Mario Kart.
My Lanky boy needs a new game.
No, he doesn't.
We need a new Donkey Kong Jr. game.
No.
Yes, that one.
Go play your math. Your Donkey Kong math.
I haven't played Donkey Kong Math.
It's basically like Donkey Kong Jr. I think it's the the second one or whatever. But like you're shooting the bug spray at like math problems.
Oh, that's 3. Yeah.
Okay, 3 then. Yeah. but it's a math game. It's weird.
Justin, what has been going on in your life?
A lot of random games and stuff. I know I haven't been on here in a few weeks, so it's probably a lot of catch up. But a lot more God of War. I still love that game.
Boy,
it's getting to the point now where like I've figured out most of the combat, and so I can actually nail a lot of the sections, except for some of the annoying like. It's kind of like a classic Final Fantasy game where you'll get into an area and like you won't know like how strong something is until you go to fight it.
Oh,
And then it just wrecks you in like 2 hits, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm not going back to that island.
that's Dark Souls for you.
Yeah. But you heard it here first. God of War is the Dark Souls of God of War games. But
Yeah, first here.
yeah, I'm sure we're the first to make that comparison. But most of the actual progression of the game, I can do pretty well on. And that's saying something because like I'm fairly okay at God of War games, but the combat in this one is like a lot more technical than the past. But can I do spoilers? The game's like 3 or 4 months old now.
no.
I was gonna say
Okay.
yeah, because like I'm gonna play it, but I don't care. I'll probably forget.
Okay, that's fair. Well,
But Ben doesn't want to hear it.
okay, all I'll say is that like there's some really cool throwbacks to the old games. And they've made me really happy so far. So
Is
yeah,
there, is there a sex minigame in it?
not that I've seen. But I mean, it was hidden in the old ones, so who knows?
I hope you
There's still
can.
a lot of stuff that I haven't done. Like I had my goals to do 100%, and then I started to see some of like the side content that's like I said the really hard sections, or like getting all of the like killing all of Odin's ravens and things like that. I'm like, yeah, no. Like just the numbers game in this game is like I'm not going to get all of these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still really fun, but I've kind of accepted the fact that I'm going to beat it. I'm going to get as much as I can, but I'm not worried about 100% anymore. But anyone that knows, like at a certain point in the game, is like there's some really cool throwbacks, and that's where I am right now. And yeah, I love it. Aside from that, I dipped a little bit into the Steam sales a few weeks ago. I picked up Final Fantasy VII to do some mods for it, like some graphical mods and stuff. Because I have it on PS4, but I wanted to see, like, I've seen some really cool graphics mods that kind of like don't make it HD, but make it a lot better looking. Like get rid of all the
and everything.
no, they get rid of the actual like polygon, like awkward polygon models and replace them with new, better ones. And I went in, like I did like the Seventh Heaven like mod thing and all that to get it working, and for some reason it just doesn't work. Like I put them in the proper order. I even tried like not getting all of them, just focusing on the most important ones, and like only some of them work, and it's kind of random. Because there was one point when like I got like the field models working, but it was only the cloud model, and like the battle models worked, but like all of the other characters like still had their normal chunky field models. And then I went back out, I moved some stuff around, like tried to put in some new ones, fix the order and stuff like that, and I went back in and none of the models were different. But I had like the script overhaul and like new menus and stuff that like make the game like a better translation without all the goofy like bad English and stuff that's in the original. And like I couldn't get it all to work at once, and I have no idea why. So I'm kind of bummed about that, because like that was the only reason I got that game. I'm already like halfway through it on PS4, but I just kind of wanted to play it with like a new skin, because everything we hear about the remake that's not being made makes it sound terrible, and I just kind of want to play the regular game in HD. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. And then I also got Tales of Berseria.
Ooh.
Which I haven't played a Tales game since Symphonia, and I wasn't a huge fan of that, because it, like, despite it being kind of an action RPG, it felt a little slow. It was okay, but I wasn't a big fan of the battle system. And I heard that this is like one of the better battle systems of all the Tales games, because it's a lot more like action focused and stuff like that. And it's really cool. Like it's almost like a fighting game, because you have like each face button is like a different attack, and you kind of combo them together, and you like dash out of the way, and you have like kind of a meter that's like your action points, and as if you run out of action points and like you keep attacking, you're more likely to miss, and you leave yourself open to retaliation from the enemies. And like you can't block or anything once you run out of action points. So this is kind of cool, like action oriented, like almost strategy take on a battle system. But the game itself, like the story and everything, is just straight up anime trash. Like, it starts off with this whole thing about like these like this group of people that are like cleansing the evil in the world, and like your main character wants to be one of these people, but then gets like caught up in like this like the demon blight or whatever it's called, that turns everyone into the monsters, like attaches itself to her, and she becomes this like evil weird mix of like monster and human, and like all of the supposed good guys out there that are trying to cleanse the world of evil like try to stop her, and she like takes them all out, and like they arrest her and put her in jail for like 3 years. And the next time you see her, she's in jail, and like her clothes are all tattered, and she's 19 now and sexy, and it's like, oh boy, they're just like going straight into the anime trash elements of this. And so the entire game, like you're technically playing the bad guy, but like from your perspective, like the ones that are like cleansing the world are the bad guys, because really like the demon blight is just like it's infecting actual people, and they're just killing the people instead of curing them. But this woman can cure them, so she's trying to like cure all the people from being demons and stop the good guys from killing them. It's a weird story, and I don't like it. But the game is fun. Like there's some cool elements in there, but the voice acting's bad, and I just don't care about the story. And in an RPG, you kind of need to care about the story.
Yeah. So
I play it every now and then, but it's not really drawing me in. Aside from that, I tried to jump back into the Mega Man Legacy Collection because I'm anxious for the X Collection coming out, and I can't do it. Like I'm an X boy, all the way. I beat my one Mega Man game. Like I'm super proud of myself for that, but they're so slow and so like frustrating with the like how slow Mega Man moves, and how the bosses just like jump all over the screen. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I never figured out the patterns for Mega Man bosses. I always just brute force my way through.
Right. And in X, you can do that a little bit better because you have the wall climbs and the better dashes and the air dash and like just a lot more momentum options that I like. Mega Man it feels so slow and chunky to me. They're still great games. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe it's not for me. And on that note, I also tried to jump into some... I was just kind of like playing around with different games because I couldn't get into anything specifically. And I wanted to play stuff on PC. Because it's like when I play God of War, I can't really do anything else. I've been trying to like watch videos while I play things, and so yeah. But yeah, I downloaded a few Sonic games that I've had on Steam for a long time and just never really gotten into. So I jumped into some Sonic Generations and Sonic Lost World, which I know are not like the best of Sonic games out there. But I kind of prefer the 3D style. So like I was getting into the Generations because I was like, okay, maybe this can make me like the old style of Sonic. It didn't. And then I was kind of getting into the 3D worlds, like kind of the more modern Sonic levels.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like you're moving so quickly through these levels, and like there's all these secrets and things to find in them. But like it encourages you to gotta go fast. That like I just find myself like being a passive player of the game, and I think Sonic might just not be for me.
Yeah, Sonic, like I'm never the guy that goes into the secret stuff. I always just finish the level. I know that's like
and they're fun. Like there's some fun momentum in those levels, but
that's what Sonic is for me. It's just like it's a momentum. It's like a roller coaster. It really is a roller coaster game. Like it's all about building momentum and like going over the hills and the loops and stuff and figuring your way
But also like the 3D levels, there's some annoying like movement stuff where like you don't like cling to the ledge or anything. You just kind of like fall off. So you're trying to like turn around and just fall off the ledge instead, and it's kind of clunky. And then the old ones, it's like you're zipping through and there's an enemy just boom right there in your path. Yeah. So it encourages you to go fast, and then you run into an enemy and lose all your rings.
Yeah, the times when Sonic isn't good is when you have to slow down and like actually platform your way through in a platformer. It's not
Right,
It's not
and I
fun.
like platformers, so
Yeah.
yeah. I try, but I think Sonic isn't for me.
I think Sonic. I'm one of those rare cases where I'm in the middle. I'm like, Sonic's all right. There's some good ones out there. Not all
I
Sonics
appreciate
are bad.
Oh, I totally. Both of those are solid games,
Yeah.
and I appreciate them. But I don't know. I think I should just give up.
I feel like we're just like Ben's just sitting there gripping his teeth.
I know.
I'm trying to
sorry.
be polite. Like, I don't want Justin to yell at me.
No, I'm trying to be more positive, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they're not bad games. I just, not every game is for everyone. I understand that. And finally, I've jumped into quite a bit more Mario and Rabbids. I'm trying to get through the main story of that.
Oh, yeah.
And the last bit I played of it, I don't know if I told you this like when we were playing Destiny or anything recently, but the last thing I played of it was the third world, I think. That's like the kind of haunted one.
Oh yeah.
And I got through the opera boss.
Oh,
and
that's
that was
the
a
one
lot
I'm
of
waiting
fun.
for.
Yeah, like I won't spoil it or anything. The opera itself wasn't as good as I expected it to be. And to be fair, I was listening to it in the car because I was playing through that world like while we were home for the 4th.
Yeah.
And like on the way back up, I hit that boss. I'm like, dang it! Like this is really bad timing because like I never really have my sound on or anything when I'm playing like portable in the car or anything.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, I want to play this boss, and like I know that it's a really cool like audio scene here.
Mm-hmm.
So like my brother was getting gas, and I turned it up during that, and I was kind of like I was listening to it like a little bit, but I couldn't really hear it that well. But the lyrics were just okay. Like I thought it was going to be more of like a really solid diss track, and like it really felt like they were just kind of doing whatever rhymed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Grant Kirkhope. Like he's amazing. He's got great music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun to see him back because it kind of had like they at E3 I think they played the new DK DLC, like they played the music for that, and it had like a little mix of like the DK rap in there and stuff. And I was like, man, I loved Grant Kirkhope's music, and like this opera is very much like kind of in the vein of the DK rap, but like operatic. So it's a lot of fun. But I heard it hyped up a bunch before.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably with you. I probably heard from the same place actually that they had a really cool like opera diss track about Mario in a Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I can't wait to get to there. And I thought it was like, so like I've always been playing with sound on and just like afraid to miss it. But now that I know,
you'll know when you get to it.
Yeah.
It's like it's the final boss of that world, I think.
Yeah. So I'm like halfway through World 2. Like I'm at the mid boss stage. So I'm probably.
Oh, that one's brutal.
World 2 is not that great.
No, it's not. But that's my problem with this boss. Is like the opera is pretty okay, but the boss itself sucks.
Yeah.
It's like there's all these like wires and things around because it's like an opera stage, and like you can't go over the wires. You have to go around them. So like all of your movement is just kind of like stuck, like going around these wires to do stupid little piddly things to be able to actually attack the boss, and it's just not fun.
Yeah.
And it actually ended up where Mario and Peach, like my team was Mario, Peach, and Rabbid Peach, and Mario and Peach both died like fairly quickly. And so I thought I was just gonna lose. I was like, whatever, I'll just get this over with, and then like I'll get back in and I'll know what to do next time. But I managed to somehow like squeak by with just Rabbid Peach for the entire battle.
Wow. Rabbid Peach OP.
Yeah, she kind of is, honestly, because of the heal spells and things like that. But I like I said, with the way they spread it out, like it kind of truncates your movement to be stuck in one area. Like I just couldn't get everyone together to heal everyone, so I just kept having Rabbid Peach heal herself, and then move.
Do you play with when you go into a battle? Do you play with extra health on or no?
Sometimes
I do it all the time.
Usually, I try to do it once without, but my friend told me that like it doesn't affect the end result or anything. Like. There's no, like, it doesn't lock away content or anything. Yeah. So I've been doing it more lately, and I think I did have it for that battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just assumed I was going to die and then have to do it again. I was like, it was fine. But once I beat it, I'm like, I'm not going to go back and do that for a better result. I hated that battle.
Yeah.
So.
I should look into a way if I can just have that on, like, automatically because sometimes I forget to hit that button. I'm like, oh, just restart the battle and get that extra health. Yeah, like there's no penalty for doing it, so why would I? Why would I?
Because I thought it like gave you a worse score or something at the end, but it really doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I wanted to mention that it was a little old, but it was worth mentioning.
Yeah. Is that everything?
I think so. If I remember anything else, I'll let you know. But
all right. Ben, do you have anything to say?
I mean, you know, outside of the typical Street Fighter 5, back on my bullshit again.
On that Shun. Gotta get that Shun.
Yeah. I've been practicing a lot of Chun-Li because whatever reason I decided I wanted a co-main, and you know, I had Sakura, but I dropped her like a bad habit, just because of combo breaker and stuff. But something inside me told me you need to main, you know, the thick Queen Chun-Li, the First Lady fighting games, and it's actually going better. You know, I'm still losing a lot, but I'm getting more comfortable with her buttons and combos. I can actually do a pretty cool, pretty decent basic bitch combo, but it works. There's no better combo than when I do back heavy punch, which leads to a crush counter, and then do EX lightning legs, which is so good to do. I'm like, eat this, motherfucker! Take that shit. That's going well.
I know this happened a while ago, but did you watch that CEO New Japan thing?
I wanted to, but I fell asleep just because I had to work early the next day.
We should go to CEO sometime. I know it's like really racist down there, but I'll protect you.
Yeah, I don't want to go anymore. After hearing, because number one, apparently Daytona's not much to do in Daytona. Like, apparently it's kind of like out there. Number two, I don't feel like getting heckled for the color of my skin. Like, I thankfully never had to deal with that much. You know, despite living in Texas, but I live in a pretty liberal part of Texas. So I wanted to go see. I was like, we're gonna go next year, and all these reports of racism, of like being looked down, and all this other stuff. I'm just like, I'll go back to comedy work in Chicago, where I may get mugged, but at least I won't, you know, be potentially killed because I'm brown. There's that. Although that could happen in Chicago as well too. But Daytona's a bigger thing. But the other thing I've been playing is the big RPG of the week. Is Octopath Traveler. I actually got it a day early, somehow.
Woo!
Someone's getting fired.
I don't know how. I'm not even. I was like, is this how YouTubers feel when they get shit early?
You're the chosen one.
So like because normally Amazon will charge me like that Thursday, and the game will come on Friday. And I noticed I got charged on Wednesday. I'm like, well, that was unexpected, but okay, whatever. It'll come on Friday, and I get a delivery notification. Your Octopath Traveler has been delivered today. I'm like, oh shit, got off work. I'm 8 hours into it. That was 3 hours from the demo, and then of course the remaining time I played it. I am conflicted about this game. I'm very conflicted. Combat-wise, aesthetic-wise, it's beautiful. I love the combat. I love the break system because it reminds me of Brave Default, which I love those games from the 3DS. They're some of my favorite RPGs of all time now. And the issue I have with this game is, while I think it's really cool that it's basically 8 individual stories with their own sort of narratives and nuances, which I've only done a couple. I've only recruited I'm recruited 5. I'm going for my 5th. I'm just a little annoyed that there isn't some kind of connectivity so far. I'm hoping as you progress.
I've heard that there isn't any.
Which that makes
I've heard recent reports that there's like post-game content, quote unquote, like after you beat whoever your main character is, like after you beat their arc, there's like other stuff that is just kind of like it's always there no matter who your main character is.
But my issue is that like, so like it all starts like they each have their own stories, and that's cool. But like, and they all set up their own journey. I don't necessarily like have to defeat like an evil god that's trying to bring down the universe or whatever. Like I got 100 JRPGs to do that stuff, but it's almost as if the party doesn't matter, because like they come together. But there's no, and I understand maybe in chapter 1, you know, because you're telling how they got their start, they're not going to be there. But I'm hoping in chapter 2, there's actually interactions with the party, because so far it's non-existent. And that's, as a person who's played JRPGs for most of his life, where you're used to having that drama or that fun character interactions with them as you go along. It's so weird to be almost 8 hours in and you have 4 party members and they don't act like they exist, in cutscenes at least. Like that's what I'm hoping happens. I don't necessarily have to be, you know, the Empire's destroying everything or the Dark Lord's risen or some bullshit like that. You know, I hope as I play there's some interconnectivity between the stories, like a thing. I already have some theories that are going on that I won't say for spoiler reasons, but I'm like, oh, that could connect with this potentially, and I'm not going to say it's actually going to happen because I'm not going to do what Last Jedi fans did and get disappointed themselves. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just hoping that happens, because if not, it may ultimately affect my overall enjoyment of the game. As wonderfully, as beautiful this game is and how great the combat is, it's weird not to have that connectivity.
Like I said, story has to matter in an RPG.
Right. And the individual ones matter. Like, they're all so far good. I mean, the only one that I find is a little bit safe has been Teresa the Merchant, but I have a feeling it's one of those things where it'll start out basic as fuck, and then it gets more nuanced as you go along. But I like some of the characters I've recruited. I started off with Olivia, the cleric, the white mage. I started off with her, and she seemed cool. Plus, it started in a wintry setting, so that it was a very nice starting point. I have the cleric, the hunter, the scholar, the merchant. Now I'm going for the warrior. I don't know their names all yet.
No thief.
Thief
is OP.
I don't. Okay, Justin, you're gonna hate me. I never like using thieves in.
How dare you?
I never like using them because I like to.
That's fine, I get it, but I'm just saying, like in this game specifically, he's the only one that can open those purple chests that are all over the game.
I haven't run into one yet, so I don't.
Oh, I saw them a lot in the first demo, and it really bothered me that like there was nothing to do with them. And then I picked the thief during this new demo, and they said that he's the only one that can do them. They were all over like his area in the newest demo, and it was like more powerful equipment and weapons than like I feel like I should have at that point. Yeah. And he can also steal from anyone.
Well, the merchant can also
buy up to them and take stuff.
Well, the merchant can also buy stuff that you can't find in stores from random people too. So there's that. Like that's
just spend money on that.
Yeah, but I'm actually a good person. Okay, I like to play the good person in the RPG. I don't like to be the evil person. But so far I'm liking what I'm playing. I'm just missing that interconnectivity, and I think just for my own personal preference, I need to drop that and just accept it for what it is and try to enjoy it. And so far I am. And I'm hoping to see how these stories progress along. But it's a beautiful looking game. That's the best part of it. Like, it's just so beautiful. Like I went to a place called Rippletide, which is where you find the merchant, and you go along the coast, and the way the water shimmers off the rocks, and how the colors, it's just like, oh my god, this is so, like, this to me is beauty. This to me is like, oh my god, that je ne sais quoi, you know, that's what that is. I don't need realistic looking Kratos face. Give me this beautiful pixel art and I'll consider that art.
Hey, God of War is pretty though.
It's pretty, but it doesn't have any it's pretty, but I like this has more aesthetic, and that's why I like it more.
No, fair. I mean, aesthetic over like realistic graphics any day. But that is a little disappointing about like the lack of interconnection between the characters and stuff, because like from what I heard, this game started as like the idea to make the next Final Fantasy VI like kind of a spiritual successor to that.
Yeah.
And then like they gave it to the Bravely Default team, so they kind of made like that battle system, but with like the engine that they would probably use to remake Final Fantasy VI, which I want them to do now. But yeah, that game was all about the interconnectivity between the characters.
Yeah. Now,
so that's a weird element to be lacking.
It could just happen. It just might wait till the chapter 2 start, because chapter 1 is basically all about you learning that character's origin and how they got. So I'm suspecting, while there might not be the big assembling the Avengers kind of thing, but it's sort of like, what was that, Thomas? I'm sorry.
I'm saying in a game where it's like there's all these different characters and they live within the same world, that's kind of what you want out of that.
Yeah, so apparently, I've read some non-spoiler things, but like it depends on who you have in the party at the same time. So like similar to Final Fantasy VI, where you're gonna miss certain story elements if you don't have this person at party, which is fine with me as long as it's there. Because I like it just feels weird that I have these 4 people who all have their own individual roles and there's no reference to that. Maybe it'll happen when I do not Olivia. The clerics, I don't know her name.
I think it's Olivia.
So something.
Because Octopath is like the start of all their names.
Oh,
so like,
what?
Oh, for Olivia.
My mind's literally blown.
He just had a Phoenix Down moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 letters, 8 characters. It's yeah.
I feel like
there are a few of them. I think Olivia's one, and then there's like Therian is the thief. That's the T. Honnet is the hunter. That's H.
Oberon is the O.
Yes. Oh, so it's not Olivia then. You're totally wrong. Oh no, there's 2 O's. There's 2 O's. Octopath. Yeah.
Either way, it's a fun experience so far. I'm gonna keep playing because the battle system is so satisfying. I love how different the characters are, and how I haven't gotten to the point where you can equip different jobs yet because I think you get that further on. But so far, at its base, it's very fun. I don't think I played.
Apparently, there's hidden jobs too. Like you might not end the game with all of them.
Oh fuck that! I don't do that. I didn't even do that in Bravely Default. I was like, no, enough of this.
Yeah,
enough of this. The good thing about Bravely Default though was that you could always you could hook up with your friend's 3DS and you can basically steal their skills. And I did that, and I did Bravely Default. So that was the best thing about that game. But also, I played Doom 2016 this week.
Woo, Doom!
Yeah. Rip and Tear. I played the first level. Because after that, I had to put it down because my head started hurting really bad.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's very. It's oh my god, it's super intense. But it's great. Like there was no better feeling than taking a shotgun right into a demon's face and just say, "Merry Christmas, you dirty animal," and just taking it to them. I like Mick Gordon's music is great. I'm gonna play more. It's gonna take a while because FPS games like to mess with me.
Yeah.
But and the cool thing is it runs really well on my PC. Like I have a couple of loading issues.
Well, it runs on the Switch, so of course it'll run on your PC.
Well, I mean, it's well optimized because I'm used to playing some games where it's Nier Automata doesn't run that well. I mean, my PC isn't great, but it kind of runs bad on its own apparently. So Doom pretty runs smoothly except when I'm entering a new area and it's trying to load all of it. And apparently can't do it all. It slows down a bit, but I just wait and I can deal with this. It's like I'm back in the GameCube era, and that's fine.
Yeah, I can run it on Ultra without recording it or anything. Once you pull in OBS, it makes it chug a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Yeah, I mean it's super well optimized.
Shoutouts to them. But yeah, that's all I've really been playing this week. Oh, Crash. I guess Crash 2, but I don't think Thomas wanted me to talk about it.
You mean Banjo-Kazooie?
No. Nobody's going to understand what we're talking about.
No, I'm going to put that in. Are you kidding me?
Okay, whatever.
That was a solid 10 minutes of game chat before we even got into things. Of course it's going to be in there.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm almost beating Crash 2. I'm at literally the final 2 levels, but then Octopath came out, so the jetpack levels are awful. Screw those. They control so weird. I don't know why they decided to include them. But the game is not really hard. But the few times I've tried to go for every box, that's when I know, okay, that's where the bullshit difficulty comes into play when you're trying to go for everything. I'm not going to do that, so I had a good time.
But wait, I thought Crash was the Dark Souls of platformers.
And that's because fucking Kotaku doesn't know how to hire actual video game players to write their shit.
Old games are hard.
It's not that hard.
Old games were harder.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they.
Because my friend and I were talking about the new Pokemon games, like Pokemon Let's Go, and how I guess one of the requirements before you can fight Brock in the new games is you have to have a grass type with you. He won't initiate the gym battle unless you have a grass type.
That's such bull.
Just I guess to teach you, typing and everything. And in the old games, the Pokemon games have always been for kids. But like if you stroll up with just a Charmander,
You're gonna get wrecked.
sorry, you're gonna lose and you're gonna learn.
Yeah, and you would always go to the
Pokemon has gotten way easier over time.
Yeah. And you would go to the school, either you would go to the school in the game, or one of your buddies would tell you got to use a grass type, and that's how you would learn.
Yeah.
By the way, Crash 1 is not nearly as hard, you freaking weak people. They made Crash 1 on the Insane Trilogy easier than the PlayStation 1 version.
Is it just the physics that's hard?
The physics are different. It's not harder. It's just if you played Crash 1 on the PS1, which I never did, so I had no issues. Mm-hmm. There's some weird hitbox issues, but if you play Crash 1 on the PS1, the Crash 1 on the Insane Trilogy is more based off Crash 2 and 3's sort of controls. So it's a completely different level design. So it's weirder. It's a lot more different. So that's why people are, when it comes to that particular game, are conflicted about it. But Crash 1 is pretty basic as it can get. So it's like, it's not hard. It just requires actual effort out of you as a player. And actually think before you jump. You're not going to have a little wing cap save you, damn it.
Someone's better.
Well, I mean, maybe I am. But the bridge stages can go fuck themselves outright. Those stages are outright bullshit.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Spyro, so.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
You're just waiting for September at this point.
That game actually made me throw up as a kid because that camera was just so weird.
Yeah, the camera's not great.
Yeah,
but I like the Game Boy Advance ones because they're overhead.
I never knew there was a Spyro game on the Game Boy Advance, so I thought it died at the 3. Yeah, I pretty much thought all the PlayStation mascots except for Lara Croft died after the PlayStation moved to the PlayStation 2.
No. I mean, I think Crash even continued on PS2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I assume they died because I never saw those games.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I actually think that the GameCube era was the best for Spyro until they rebooted it. But I think the Game Boy Advance games are really solid too.
All right. Is that all you got for us this week?
Yeah. Look forward to not me shutting up about Okami when that comes out, and the X collection.
Yes.
In a week.
Yeah, next Friday.
In Sonic Mania Plus.
Wait, next Friday. It's the 24th.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
No.
12 days.
Yeah, okay. On a Tuesday. Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah. Thomas, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Repair My Broken Window on my car.
Oh, you just started right with that, huh?
I didn't know if I was going to get into it or not. I don't know. I'm just going to talk about it, I guess, just for some cathartic release.
Like, I'm halfway through my 40. Why not?
Yeah, why not? No, I actually wasn't going to be on this podcast originally, but then God intervened and broke the fucking window on my rear passenger side. And I actually had a date lined up for tonight too, and I was going to go to this festival with some coworkers. Like, it was going to be a fun time. But no, I'm here with my buds, drinking a 40 and talking about video games instead. Still a good time.
It's a good consolation prize.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel pretty shitty if I had to hang out with me.
So negative.
At least it's about me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get the security footage and go over it on Monday. Just like have it up on a second screen and look over it. I could have sat there for like 2 hours waiting for it to transfer over because it's such a big file. But no, I'm here. $259 for replacing a window.
Jeez.
Yeah. I thought, I always assumed the worst, so I thought it was gonna be way more expensive. And my heart rate, like while getting out, like after calming down and getting out of the shower, was at 150 like beats per minute. So I've been super stressed, so I had to go grab a beer. But the video games I've been playing this week have been UFC 3. I finally got UFC 3. I started getting into UFC. Every week I'm playing these sports games, and I don't know. I like combat sports. Me and Ben talk about fake combat sports like wrestling. But yeah, I started getting the UFC. I just love like it's basically a fighting game, but it's realistic. So you're like throwing My style, I don't like going to the ground. I like making it stand up. So just like doing one shots and knocking out people all the time. It's great.
You want to be Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, basically, I just like one shot people with a leg kick or a punch, and it's over. Yeah, I've been enjoying that. There's a career mode where you train for so many weeks and up your stats, and you can actually do live streams in it. So like the way to promote your fight is you live stream and you talk about your fight. I find the way to train in that game is a lot better than it was last year. Last year it was you do these really shitty mini games that don't really like. It feels like you don't really do anything. But in this one, there's sparring, so you can just do a fight for a minute, and then there's also training, so you like learn how to do a move, and then just to up your stats, like your overall stats, you just simulate it. So yeah, I think that's a lot better, but it's still a little janky. Like there's times when, I don't know if you've seen videos, but people's arms and stuff get stuck in cages, and then it's like become Elastic Man, kind of like the WWE games.
It's made by the same people, isn't it?
No, one is 2K and one is EA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it, but I don't. I think the game Low is working on is probably NBA 2K. That's my prediction. We'll find out.
Are we allowed to even predict about that?
I don't even know. I'll ask Low if that's all right, and I'll leave it in if it's okay. But
Yeah, probably best.
BioShock Millennium.
And then Justin is what? Borderlands 3?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. I have an educated guess. You guys are going for the fences.
I just don't think it's a sports game. That's boring.
It's the same studio that makes it. It's not that hard to figure out.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I've mostly been playing that for last week. Just I gotta get my guy a new theme song. It sounds so lame whenever I come out. Let's see. I really don't think I've been playing too much. Oh wait, no, I've been playing the Tour de France 2018 still. I think they actually updated it because I could have sworn there was just one career mode, but then they split it out to team and leader, and so now I'm playing through the leader thing, and you have to like upgrade your guy to get to the point where you can become the leader of the pack. And those games are, I figured out the tutorial. I'm able to play through the tutorial and like understand it, but actually playing it in practice, it's super hard because there's different stages throughout. And I know this is super interesting for you guys, but I got the game.
Just ride a bike.
You ride a bike.
It's not that hard.
It's insane. Like I didn't figure out the strategy until like late game, like at the end, because
yeah, you press X to inject steroids. That's how you win the game.
I mean, I told you that you do press a button to inject yourself with something. So
the game knows.
The strategy is just to pedal faster than everyone else.
No, that sport is riddled with drug allegations. It's ridiculous.
Probably
yeah,
more
that's not
so than
surprising.
combat sports.
Yep, you wouldn't think so because it's just a bunch of skinny white dudes bicycling. But hey, what do you know?
Your legs are gonna get shredded at the end of those things.
True.
Yeah, just like soccer. Yeah, so I actually found out the strategy is not to expend yourself for the first half and actually save your energy, because then your entire team will just be at the finish line, like not even if you get a DNF, did not finish. So yeah, I need to get back in there and see if I can get myself to the finish line.
I feel like that's what I want to put on my tombstone, DNF.
That's pretty good, actually.
I want to put on my tombstone DTF.
There we go.
And then just like a dildo sticking out of the ground.
Oh, you know what? Better mine's would be actually no, it's good. Crew DNF. Like mine's would be say DDT, and you can't see it says DDT, so you get closer, and then a skeleton will pop out of the ground and DDT you into my grave. There you go.
There you go. Okay. What
And
else
then they're in the coffin and you take their body.
Just wear their skin.
Yeah.
Oh god. Enter Texas Chainsaw Massacre territory right there.
I've been playing some Rocket League at work. You got an Xbox at work, so the boss came in. He was
What even
like,
is your job?
the boss came in. He's like, "Hey, let's play some of that car game." I'm like, "All right," and then he just like boots it up and starts gives me the controller. I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm playing Rocket League with my boss. This is crazy."
All I play at work is Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I should actually download that because I'm curious to see what's around me. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff. It's like near.
It's gotten so
downtown
much
Denver.
better.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And it gets me out, like, even though it's like super hot out and like I wouldn't go exercise otherwise, it's an excuse to get out. I see raids, I'm like, okay, I can get those done on my 15-minute break.
I don't ever see anybody play Pokemon Go.
I don't see it. That's the thing. I don't see anyone play Pokemon Go, but it happens because I'll drop people at the gym, and like come back around on my next break, and it'll be red again, and like someone else will take it over. But I never see anyone out there. Like, I also actually see a gym being taken down, and there's no one around it.
Yeah.
There's like some construction workers doing construction on the Capitol right now. I don't know if they're doing it, maybe. They're just like on the other side of the fence, just like, But yeah, I don't see anyone playing. I want to like put something on Reddit, like our local Reddit, and like, hey, who plays Pokemon Go in the area? I could use some work buddies. But yeah, I guess there's a active group that just is not active when I'm active.
Yeah, it's been a while, but last time I was in downtown Toronto, I saw like a group of people just walking around with like iPads and phones and stuff, like, trying to capture Pokemon. The other thing I've been playing is Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Siege. I have a couple friends that wanted me to play that game, so I got it on the Steam sale. And that game is like very, if you're not, this game is for very tactical people. If you're interested in actually like being good at a game, this is something that you should check out.
I'm not.
So like someone who's like really good, or well was good at shooters, and is interested in actually playing a game well, it's a lot of fun. So
speaking of, we should actually play some Black Ops 3 soon. I assume it's downloaded by now.
I hope so. I think it is. I should just boot it up to see if it downloads anything else.
Oh yeah, I should do that too.
Just in case.
That's happened before.
Yeah, exactly. Games, modern games, right?
Right?
Always downloaded.
Yep.
DTD, down to download.
ABD, always be downloaded.
There you go. So yeah, it's very tactical. What it is basically Counter-Strike, where you're defending an area or you're attacking an area. But the difference in this is that there's actually there's heroes. So it's like Overwatch and Counter-Strike. And so each hero will have their own loadout and their own abilities. I haven't unlocked a lot of, I have every hero unlocked because I bought the complete edition. But I haven't really unlocked their upgrades pretty much, like underbarrels and all that kind of stuff, sights. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm a super noob at it, but I have a friend that's been doing it for a while. So I kind of just hang back and I use the drone to just distract people. And so people would run after the drone trying to kill it, and then my friend would just come out of nowhere and just blast them out of the sky. It's pretty great. There's a lot of good moments in there. I'm looking forward to playing more of that. But yeah, you need to be really tactical. But people will just snipe you if you're not paying attention. I would just run by an area. That's all the
Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, it's realistic in the point where you can take 1 or 2 bullets and that's about it.
I had, what is it? Future Warfare, I think it was called.
Yeah.
On
that one's more
PS3.
That one's more like Gears of War though, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the only reason I got it was because it was future tech, and I thought it was kind of cool looking. But even still, it's that's straight up a Tom Clancy game. It's very technical. There's no room for error. You'll lose if you don't know what you're doing.
There's some tough spots in there. Yeah, I played that game co-op with a friend of mine. I think that's the way to go for that kind of game, is to play it co-op. Yeah, the Rainbow Six games are notoriously known for like being very tactical. Like I used to play Rainbow Six 3.
That's a stupid name.
Yeah, it is a stupid name. But I used
Rainbow
to play
69.
They should make that game. It's right there. Yeah, I used to play that on PC all the time, and that was a single player game where you like told your squad mates where to go. I used to like those kind of games where it's like you're directing a squad to like tactically insert yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, I finished Batman Enemy Within, by the way.
The Telltale one, right?
Yeah, I thought I finished it, but then I realized I didn't get to the end. So like, Joker
season 1?
Season 2.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So like, I left off at the place where Joker got away with Harley Quinn, and he became the Joker.
Spoilers.
Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, it's Batman.
There's some differences here, though. Like, things don't always go out the way you expect them to.
Yeah, there you go. It's not a spoiler then. Because in the season 2, it's all like it's built. It's kind of like, so you play season 1, right?
Yeah.
It's like that with the Joker or John Doe, where you
John
can
Doe.
actually have him either become the Joker or become John Doe.
Oh, like he doesn't have to become the Joker?
Nope. You can have him not be the Joker.
Huh.
Yeah. It's
because I assumed like, even with Harvey Dent, like he always became Two-Face. It was just whether or not it was your fault.
Okay. I thought there was an ending where he doesn't become Two-Face.
I don't know. I only played it the once, and he became Two-Face because I said Catwoman, because obviously.
Yeah, obviously, duh. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm totally gonna save the thief over the DA who can save my high when they get arrested for being
the thief with a heart of gold. Excuse you.
Heart of booty.
The DA that's taking crooked money from gangsters.
Yeah, she's not gonna help me. She's not gonna be able to help me in a court case.
She didn't help me, actually. She just left right after that. I was kind of peeved.
Hashtag I believe in Harvey Dent.
I guess spoilers, but like, yeah, I fucked up, and Joker is, he's trying to, you know what, I won't spoil it because Justin needs to play through it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
It's just not free, so.
Yeah. So when you get around to it, we'll talk about it, I guess.
Is that on Steam? Well, oh, I only have season 1 on PS4 though.
Oh, your decision doesn't carry over. You need that.
No, it doesn't.
I think your decision actually does carry over from season 1. Like it.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't talk about that then. I played a little bit of Hat in Time. That game's pretty good. I think the Mafia did nothing wrong. You're at fault for all of what's happening in Hat in Time.
They took your time.
They just wanted a piece of what was theirs.
No, they stole the. The whole reason everything happened because they went to your ship and tried to cut a hole into it to steal the time out of your ship.
You're going to their planet. There's a tax.
First off, the Mafia doesn't exist, and we should stop talking about it. It's not a thing. Okay. Wait, please, we know it's not a thing. We're joking, guys. Please don't come.
No, in the game, it's a thing. This isn't real world stuff here.
Also,
there's no time shifts.
Also, Mustache Girl, I don't really care. I don't think she's a good character. She's
fun.
She seems evil.
She is evil. That's the point.
Well,
she's the
I'm not there yet.
No, I'm just saying, like, she's the not evil necessarily, but she's the rival. Like, that's the point of her character.
Oh, okay. I just thought that she was probably going to be the real bad guy at the end of it all.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not that far.
I mean,
really?
It's a two-player game, so I assume not, but she should be.
She is the second player if you play 2-player.
Yeah.
But she's still the rival.
Yeah.
Or antagonist, I guess.
I mean, the reason why I think the Mafia doesn't do anything wrong is because like they're not hostile until you get near them, or until you like try to attack them. Because like I was hanging out with a Mafia dude on a rooftop, just like soaking in the sun.
So you patty cake with any of them?
I think you can, and then like they punch you, right?
Yeah.
I think they just do the Hulk
Yeah, they
thing
do.
where they just like do it too strong. They're like, oh, sorry.
No, they straight up clock you.
It just looks like an open hand fist. It doesn't.
But
look
okay,
like it.
Thomas, think of it this way. Like, whatever. You can cut it if this is bad. Think of it this way. During Holocaust times, I know I'm starting there.
No, no.
No, here, hold on. Like, if you're constantly surrounded by other Nazis and stuff, you're not going to say, oh, those are bad people. It's like, this is a whole planet full of the mafia. It's like, that doesn't make them good. It just makes them the only people there. So they're in an echo chamber of their way being the only way.
Oh, no.
You have a point there. My only counterpoint is that this is an entire planet of mafia.
Uh-huh.
So they're not humans, they're Mafians. So you're interrupting their plan. Like you're the intruder.
Yeah, but you're an intruder to show them that their way is bad.
But if it's just mafia, then like they're just mafia. They're not even doing any mafioso things other than trying to take their tax from you.
I'm just saying the first thing in the game is they try to steal the time out of your ship.
Mm. I'm just saying
That's pretty bad.
It's just a tariff, man. You have to pay this tariff.
All right, Trump.
Oh my god.
We're getting fucked up on the tariffs in Canada, so yeah. Yeah, I need to play more of that because I really did enjoy what I played of it.
Hmm.
I need to get in on that Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition because I have that for free. So
James Marsters edition.
James
That's,
Marston Edition, yeah.
That's a pretty good name. It's not as good as Definitive Edition or War Mastered, but still pretty good.
They're making another one of the. Well, there was a. I don't have the news story for this, but there was like a leak of like a bundle for all three, for the what's the game name?
Darksiders.
Darksiders, like all three Darksider games that are coming out, like the third one, including the other two, for $40. And I'm like, that can't be real. $40 for all of them?
Unless the third one's like a budget game.
Maybe. But yeah. There was a leak of that, so I don't know if that's real or not.
I could believe 40 for the first two, considering they're like $20 each, respectively.
Yeah.
And even.
I could see that, a bundle of the first two being released at the same time as the new one. And that bundle is 40, but it only includes the two, and then the new one is also out for 60. Because the story about, I mean, we're not there yet, but the story about the third game, like, it's releasing for $59.99.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. Not a whole lot else other than that. So, Justin, where can the people find your stuff?
They can find me at Zero Score on Twitter or YouTube. I do have some stuff in the works. I know it's been a little quiet lately because Final Fantasy IX's been on hiatus, but me and friend of the show, VG Dad, are cooking up some stuff that should be out in the next few weeks. He sent me all his stuff for it. I just have to get my stuff and then edit it all together. So, yeah, look forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. Except for Ben, because he hates the N64.
I don't hate the N64.
The N64
Sounds
was
like you hate the
console.
N64.
I hate shitty 3D platformers is what I do.
Yeah, so you hate the N64.
No, because Mario 64 is amazing.
Is it, though?
Yes, it is.
If you go back to it on the N64, is it?
It's arguably it's worse on the emulations than on Wii U, and I played on it and I had a good time with it. So therefore, it'd be better on the original console. Therefore, it's still good. Back off me. You can find my stuff at twitter.com/MarvelZiggy, and if you go to my profile page, you can hit the pinned tweet. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that so I don't fuck that up. And you can click a link there that'll take you to a video I did about Celeste, which is my, as of right now, Game of the Year 2018. So go take a look at that. It's non-spoilery. It's just about me gushing about it because I played on a plane ride to Chicago, and I have things to say about it. Twilight Princess is coming. I recorded more game footage, but god damn it, it's tough to talk about stuff like over a game that long. I'm telling you that much right now. But it's coming. It'll come eventually. But again, it's a hobby, so I can upload it whenever the fuck I want anyway. So I'm probably gonna do a ramble video on Octopath. Don't know when it's gonna come out, but I'm probably gonna do it just to give my thoughts on it. Now that I'm several hours into it, just record random footage, no story plot stuff. But look for that at twitter.com/marvelousiggy, where you can just watch myself not decapitate myself, because that would just end my life. Where I self-deprecate myself.
Wait. So, oh my god.
Or Logan Paul? I don't remember which one did that.
They're both assholes, anyways.
Self-defecate yourself. All right.
So yeah, self-defecate.
Watch me crap on myself.
Yeah. It's what I do.
That's what I thought.
YouTube.com/marvelousiggy, where I crap on myself every week.
Hashtag I wish Thanos took me away.
You can check me out on Twitter, CSG Thomas on Twitter. My pin tweet, it just says pin tweet, and then it adds Ben. So
Classic.
I didn't even know that. Now I'm very salty about it.
I created this monster.
It should say pined tweet, and that's your pin tweet.
Yeah, okay. You can also check us out here at charshot.com. That's where all of our videos, audio, and written content lives. You can also email me, thomas@charshot.com. Yeah.
On some spit a little bit.
Wait, what?
You just choked on some spit a little bit in the middle of that?
I had my eyes closed while I was speaking, because I'm at that point. So yeah, until then, guys, enjoy your games. Bye.
Enjoy your games.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yep, I almost hit stop. So yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the Video Game News and News Show, hosted by your hosts Thomas and Justin.
Oh my god, that was fast. Hi. That's what she said. Boom.
And Ben.
Hi.
You guys know that I like to do the speed up intro for this show.
Yeah, it throws me off every goddamn time.
Yeah, that was unsettling.
I'm trying to find the news stories because I minimized them all because I'm a good boy. Speaking of good boys, good girls, let's get right into it. Newtaku.net, lewd gaming championship.
Wow, right away. All right, starting strong.
Slow news week.
The one thing I want to say about this is that Justin said this earlier in the show, and I didn't realize it until just now. But the anime characters move with my mouse cursor.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's very
just go to this website, Newtaku. Don't go there.
Newtaku.
Newtaku.net.
I mean, go there if that's game here at Charge Shot.
I mean, yeah, you do you.
This
no,
champion...
don't go to the homepage. Actually, that's
okay. I didn't.
I'm going to the
homepage now. Oh.
So this is the Lewd Gaming Championship. Go there.
Wow. Yeah. Don't. It's probably blocked at your work, but if you do go there and your boss sees you watching this, you're gonna get a lot of looks. Let's just say that.
This event is sponsored by YouPorn with a prize pool of $25,000.
There's a lot of money.
It is.
You can buy a lot of body pillows with that.
All participants of the esports competition will receive a free 12-month YouPorn premium membership. So sign up today.
Oh man.
So no matter what, you win.
They missed a real golden opportunity here to not have 69 players duke it out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to run a bracket with that shit? It's awkward.
It's worth it.
Yeah, 64 players will duke it out using intense mobile tank warfare in the single elimination tournament. It looks like it's a phone game. You can play on Android.
Hey Thomas,
right now.
what is the name of this game that they're going to be playing?
I don't know where is it. TNT?
Oh my god, it's Tits and Tanks.
Oh yeah, I just saw it.
You know what's funny though? There's actually a tank dating simulator game that's on Steam.
What?
Yeah, and I played it.
You can play.
Of course you have.
Tanks.
Well, they're not actual tanks. They look like normal girls, but they function as tanks. So you have like different.
Girl?
Huh?
They are tank girl.
They're a tank. Like they look like teenage girls, but like they function like tanks. So like they talk about
I get
yeah. I don't.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought Ben would get that.
No.
You've never heard of Tank Girl?
Oh, the comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it always looked too lewd for me.
I just know there's like a movie on it, I think.
Yeah, isn't there a movie or something?
Yeah.
No,
It isn't as lewd, but is still pretty lewd. It's not like heavy metal lewd, but it's fairly lewd.
Yeah.
I said lewd a lot.
Panzer Models, by the way, is the game if you're curious about dating if you want to date a German tank, you can date a German tank. There's an English tank. And they're actually based on actual tanks, like actual World War II tanks.
Oh, you mean like the Sherman Mark II?
Yeah, like if you're a World War II tank fan, you're gonna get more out of it. It's actually pretty funny.
The Panzer IV?
Mm-hmm. Panzer IV. There's a couple Russian ones. There's an IS-2 Russian one, which is like
Russian ones.
IS-2. That's one of them.
We're talking much more about tanks than tits here, and I don't.
Well,
that wasn't
that's
what
they
I
are.
agreed to.
This is not what I signed up for.
Their names are the tanks, and then they look like Japanese schoolgirls.
I'm just saying this game is called Tits and Tanks. The tits are first, and you are focusing way more on the tanks.
Tanks are cool.
So are tits.
I mean, sure, whatever.
There's a girl on here that's dressed as like a Nazi. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
There's
also a girl that isn't dressed and only has ammo on her clothing.
That's Scream's 1995.
Yeah, that's not armor.
All right.
But yeah, if you want to be part of this, go to this site that we already mentioned, the newtaku.net/promo/esports/lewd gaming championship. It doesn't say when this is. It just says registration coming soon.
What does it say?
And then you can play the game on Android now.
Oh,
so
don't
brush
click
up.
on game events. Don't click on game events.
Why? Why?
There's like actual nudity and stuff. Go ahead, click on it.
Where? Oh, game events. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. There's other. So there's other game tournaments. Just so you guys know that are.
What's the one on the right?
This is like naughty Steam. What even is this?
There's a whole subsection.
Hey,
that's what it is.
You know
Ben, why did you send us here?
You know what the one I want to sign up for is score a goal. That one looks really good.
You didn't send us here, huh?
I mean, I didn't intend for you guys to click beyond the homepage of just how ludicrous this idea was.
But where did you find this? Ludicrous. Where did you find this?
Twitter.
Uh-huh. And?
My anime titty folder. Look. My love for anime titties goes far, but this is too far.
This is a little too far. But it's a slow news week, guys. You don't understand.
Hey, if you're bored, go to newtaku.net/events and you have some anime titties.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go join this 25,000 prize event with a YouPorn subscription.
And again, yeah, you already won by getting a 1-year subscription to YouPorn.
Yeah, all participants will receive this. That's let's make that clear. 64 people can get all the YouPorn they want for a year. That's pretty good deal.
The best kind of participation award.
Yeah, it is.
Premium. Okay.
Anyway. Can we get into some real news?
How the hell did I transition out of that?
I have no idea.
That's on you.
Speaking of something that looks awesome, I don't know. Halo meets Portal Shooter, gets new name, Splitgate Arena Warfare, and still looks awesome.
This does look pretty awesome.
Yeah, so new arena, FPS, previously called Wormhole Wars, has a new name and a new look. The same great concept that made the exciting before, now called Splitgate Arena Warfare, developer 1047 Games, which is a really bad name.
Yup.
As a simple but rather brilliant vision, take a Halo 2 3 style PvP shooter, give a player a portal gun. Yeah, it's...
Have you heard of this before?
I feel like we might have like passed it around to each other before, maybe talked about it on here before, but I could have sworn I've seen this around.
I don't know. The combination of like portal mechanics and jetpacks and like Halo, like, you know, strong kind of arcadey Halo shooting is just really cool. but I know this is the kind of game where people would just like camp and like, you know, move their portals around so no one can ever find where they are and just like take advantage of everyone. Because there's no distance limits for where you put your portals. It has to be on certain platform or certain types of walls and stuff. And you can't see other people's portals. You can just go through them and, you know, figure out where they go, but you can't actually like see through them. You can only see through yours.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of like sleaziness with this portal mechanic.
Isn't there always sleaziness when it comes to these online FPS games in some fashion?
Well, yeah, but this specifically, and they know it too.
I feel like this is going to be another one of those games that's like a PvP game that's just like riddled with bots and there's no player base.
Oh yeah.
Like I think we talked about a couple of these that just have like great ideas and just like awesome concepts, but there's never a player base for any of them, which is really sad. Yeah,
it is. Like one thing they mentioned was like someone putting up one portal on a wall and is watching it, and like when anyone tries to go through that portal, like it doesn't go anywhere because there's only one, and you just pick them off as they like run into the wall.
Oh wow.
So things like that are gonna like ruin the mechanics of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, just realize, hey, after a split second, I can't go in the portal, and then boom, you're dead.
Well, yeah, but if you're just waiting for them to go up, like as soon as they hit the wall, you sniper their head and they're gone.
That's true.
It doesn't take much, but it's a super cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Another super cool idea is Blockbuster. I mean, it was a super cool idea. Wait, did you guys actually put this in here for me to read this on the air or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I find it super interesting. I loved Blockbuster.
Yeah, so did I.
Back in the day.
I don't
Same
know
here.
I don't know about you guys, but our Blockbuster had like a kids print area where you would go in on your birthday and talk about, like, you would go in front of a camera and like share how old you are and what things you're into and all that kind of stuff.
That's kind of creepy.
Blockbuster.
I think that might have just been the manager of your store being a perv.
Oh god.
Well, it's supposed to be like a fun birthday thing because like we didn't have like video cameras in the 90s, right? Like those were really expensive to get. So like it's a fun thing to see yourself as a kid now. Like I'm 28 now. It's fun to see me as a 5-year-old boy just saying, I like Pokemon. And
No, I would want to punch 5-year-old me. Shut the fuck up. You're still.
I'm like, you used to be so skinny.
5-year-old me, I don't think played games yet.
Oh man, it was my dad. Yeah, he just really. We talked about this before, but like, yeah, my dad got me into it at birth, and I haven't been stopped. I haven't been.
Blockbuster is where I discovered the wonder of anime titties because I would go to the anime section.
Oh, our Blockbuster didn't have that.
I don't think it was the anime section at the time. It was probably just like in the general cartoons. I'm like, this looks cool, not knowing what it was. Next thing you know, I'm seeing Chun-Li's tits on the screen. I'm like mesmerized forever.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke was like the cover that I remember the most there.
Heavy Metal on HBO is what did it for me.
Oh yeah, my dad rented Heavy Metal, and then I got to watch it with him, and it was an interesting experience.
Yeah,
it was. I feel like those movies haven't held up, and we're never going to do a watch along of them.
No.
So, anyway, Blockbuster used to be a big thing, as we mentioned. Now there's apparently only 3 stores left, which I didn't know there was any stores left because Blockbuster went bankrupt in like 2011. But I guess these 3 stores managed to stay open. Like they made a special deal to stay open, and they've bucked the trend of the bankruptcy for like over like half a decade, which is really weird to think that like stores stayed open after the bankruptcy. But I guess they're just independent franchises at this point. I
always thought they were the ones that were not closed were the ones in Canada, in like really remote locations.
I mean, this might just be the American ones that they're talking about here, but it sounds like it's the last 3 Blockbusters in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, there's 2 that were in Alaska, and they are both closing. There's going to be 1 left. The last Blockbuster store is in Bend, Oregon, because of course it's in Oregon. They probably don't have Netflix there.
Yeah. Isn't Blockbuster like also doing streaming services now, or no?
No, they had like well, they might be But they had like the blue boxes for a while, like right around the time that Netflix started coming out with it, or sorry, Redbox started coming out, and Redbox beat out the like Blockbuster blue boxes because it was like an exclusive deal with like 3 retailers or something that those blue boxes were in, and they never had as good of a selection as Redbox, so they ended up going away, and that was pretty much the last like push into modern technology that Blockbuster had. I don't know of anything else they have though.
So I just went to blockbuster.com. It says looking for new releases. The Magic of Blockbuster video lives with Dish. So Dish acquired. I think Dish has them now.
Yeah, Blockbuster went bankrupt back in 2010 and was purchased by Dish the next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think they were doing anything with them.
But there's like no branding of Blockbuster, just Dish.
Yeah. No, it's a relic of the 80s and the 90s.
Yup.
I used to love those commercials.
Yeah, they had good commercials.
So goofy.
Yeah, I just thought this was funny. Like the fact that Blockbuster actually still exists. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And like I said, slow news week.
Speaking of slow news week, third Fortnite season 5 teaser says worlds will collide.
They've actually released like the actual season 5 trailers now. I just didn't put the new news in here.
Okay.
But I thought this marketing was worth noting. That's why I left this here. Because it's like there was a few of these different ones. Like they were all showing like old artifacts. Like one was like an Egyptian mask. Another one was a Viking. Things like that. And so it was like teasing like history will collide kind of thing. Like rifts are apparently opening around the map that like take you back in time or something like that, or like. You know, give elements from the past into the map. I don't really know what it is.
I played a map for today, and it just felt like Fortnite. And like, I saw like one of the. I thought it was gonna be, oh my god, it's a new map, and I dropped in. I'm like, oh, it's the same.
Well, I guess there's a new desert area on the map.
Yeah, there's a new desert, but I kind of got shot before I could get over there.
Oh.
And it was on the opposite side where the bus dropped off. But at least what I played of it. I couldn't tell what was different, but I'll definitely get more.
That's what's weird. It's like Fortnite, like instead of making new maps and stuff, they just like keep changing up their existing map. Like there was a crater there for a while, and now there's like a new desert. And it's like this doesn't really make sense because you're just kind of like taking this same map and just like adding stuff to it and taking stuff away, and like it's weird the way they're doing that. I feel like they should just make a new map. But I guess there's portals that are like rifts or whatever that have opened up that desert section, and you can like find unique items and stuff in them, and that's kind of the new thing.
I have to go over there and see if I can find that black sarcophagus they found in Egypt this week.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's been actual like Fortnite things showing up in the real world.
Yeah.
Like the burger, like the Der Burger, showed up in the middle of a desert somewhere.
The supply llamas are being found in Poland, England, France, and Spain, and Germany.
Yeah, like they're going all in with the marketing on this, and it's kind of cool.
They're going
so
ARG.
It's like I think real world things are showing up in the game, and like game things are showing up in the real world. Like you got to respect the amount of cross promotion Fortnite's managing with this like world phenomenon game that they've got on their hands.
Are you guys into ARGs?
They're cool.
Yeah, I always like hearing about them. Like I don't participate because I don't have the time. I like hearing about them when they actually work. Like what was the one? Frog Fractions 2 ARG. Like I think that pissed off a lot of people, but it was pretty cool the way it was handled with a random I think it was like a random Kickstarter backer was given a device, and once he flipped the switch, the game would release, and then one would know what it was. So like, there's like ARGs like that are pretty neat.
ARGs are ASR games within games, I think. Right?
It's augmented reality game, so it's like it's a game that leaks on. Like it's a game that you play within the real world to play the actual game.
That's weird. That's true.
I mean, the idea of it is things like Pokemon Go, where it's like, you know, kind of the game mapped onto reality, but it's kind of taken on a separate meaning of like game elements in the real world that also affect the game.
That's really weird.
It's crazy. Speaking of crazy things,
You didn't know where you're going with that, did you?
Nintendo is aiming for 20 to 30 indie releases on the Switch a week.
Yikes.
That's pretty crazy.
Most of them are garbage, though, sadly.
Oh, snap.
Well, they have to be when you release that many.
Yeah, they'll become the... I'm worried that at some point it'll become like Steam, where at some point with the eShop curation, it'll be impossible to find gems. Unlike within like maybe by year 3 or 4, we wouldn't say year 3 or 4 we wouldn't find a game like Blossom Tales. It'd be just as hard to find it like you did on Steam. That's my concern with this.
I mean, it already kind of is. Like, there's about 10 to 12 games a week right now, and like Thursday is just like Nintendo Switch Day. It's like anytime you look at a new release schedule, you're just going to get a bunch of titles you've never heard of, and maybe 1 or 2 of them is actually good. The rest are like generic mobile games that have been ported over, or like weird little like clicker type things, and
that's why you add everything to a wish list, people. That way it's all in one area.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I go through like every week and I'll kind of look and I'm like, that sounds vaguely interesting. Oh, that I know. I'll add to my wish list, and then like I never actually look at the store again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I look at the deals. I look at the featured. Like they do have that where like the more like the games they want to sell more on there, or like the coming soon. I always look at the coming soon one. I just I can.
You can add them to your wish list from the coming soon too.
Yes, that's what I did for Okami HD.
Mm-hmm. But the problem is, if they're gonna put this many games out, they're gonna need a better store.
Yes,
like it's a mess right now. And really,
and
the only
I know
thing
how
to do
to
is go to new releases.
I know how to fix the Switch eShop. Put the music in there, the Wii Shop music in there, instant fix. Because you're not going to care how long you have to look if you're listening to the delightful music. Am I right?
Except it's a portable and no one plays with the sound on.
I play with the sound on. Thank you.
Have you guys looked at the stats of like how many people have played docked versus undocked?
I'm
I don't remember them exactly, but yeah.
It's basically okay. Take your guess.
It's the reverse of what people think that it's the reverse. People more play it docked than they do undocked.
It's about 50-50.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like 60-40, but yeah, 50-50 is.
I was neither right nor wrong, therefore I am correct.
Yeah,
technically that's true.
No, I would enjoy some music, but yeah, they should have some kind of curation. Like even now, like we say, it's a problem. I'm surprised that indie games are like still selling like hotcakes on this thing, even though there's still a discovery problem on the Switch. It's weird.
I think because people just know to check every week that it's not a problem. But if you have 20 to 30 games coming out every week, a lot of those people are going to drop off doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's where the good YouTubers will come in, or the good entertainment that like providers will come in. And it's like, hey, I saw this game on Twitch, here's me streaming it, or here's a video on it, and you go buy from there. Self-marketing.
Or there's lists of all the Nintendo indie games that no one's playing.
Yeah.
It would probably be me. I would probably make that list.
Like Flint Hook, like Flint Hook. That's a game that I have on my wish list that I want to play. That looks cute.
I remember that. Yeah.
Speaking of things we remember, YouTube. YouTube terminates accounts promoting Twitch streams.
This is bullshit.
Ben, you want to talk us through this one since I'm a little tipsy?
So yeah, yeah, I guess I'll give my general thoughts on it. At least I kind of think this is very cowardly for YouTube to do this. Considering, I mean, like, if you've seen any kind of, not all YouTubers I follow do it, but like, hey guys, I'm streaming live on Twitch, come check me out here. And the fact that, you know, they're outright banning, or they're terminating accounts promoting that, like, this, it's such, like, why? To me, it just shows that they fear their competition, even though YouTube and Twitch provide completely different kind of entertainment services. You know, like I go to Twitch stuff I don't necessarily can find on YouTube. And maybe it's because they realize YouTube gaming is not a thing anymore. That hardly, like, there's, why go on that why be a part of that program when Twitch is much easier to integrate with and arguably much more profitable at this point. At least if you're a streamer. Although it could be more crowded, so maybe the pool is smaller. Maybe you want to be a part of WCW and not join the big whale that is the WWF. was hoping to get a response at the time. So,
Well,
I mean, WCW got really big, so
yeah. Well, it also
here's
shrunk
the
down.
problem. Like, I agree it's kind of sleazy to ban people just for putting out videos like advertising Twitch, but also it's kind of gross to put out videos just advertising Twitch. Like, if you're putting out a video on YouTube saying, hey, come over to this other platform and watch me stream something, like, what's the point in making that video? You could argue it's cross-promotion, but why are you promoting to a Twitch audience on YouTube? Just put it on Twitter or Twitch, where those people already are. Like, you should always go live before you're ready to be live, so that people get the notification enough time to come in. And then you put something on Twitter saying, hey, I'm going live at this time. Like, they should know your schedule already, because if you're a good streamer, you have a schedule. And I'm not saying, like, you're a bad streamer if you don't. I'm just saying, like, the big dogs, the ones that, like, really need to promote or, like, you know, would promote, like already know this stuff. It's the amateurs, the newbies, that feel like they have to put their stuff all over the place everywhere in order to get an audience because they're self-conscious about not getting an audience. So they're just going to put out a 10-second, like, live stream video of, come over to Twitch, I'm going to be streaming right now. And then they immediately jump over to Twitch and start streaming. And it's like, that's really tacky and dumb. Stop doing that. But also, YouTube shouldn't be just banning them for that.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, one of the streamers I watched, Maximilian Dude, he's a pretty prominent streamer. He's not one of the most popular, but he's prominent. You know, he'll always post, like, I always check YouTube first. I never check Twitch first. I just never do. Just because I don't necessarily want to watch a stream every night. I only want to, like, I'll just wait for the notification to come up. And he'll always post a video, streaming now. And I never click the video. I just go, okay, that means he's live. Let's go over there. Because usually he streams when I'm still on my way home from work. And I'm watching YouTube on the way home. And then I'll...
Okay, but again, you can set up notifications on Twitch that go to your phone. It's the same thing. It's like, if you really care about someone that's streaming, you're going to set up your notifications for them anyway.
I mean, I don't set up notifications for anything. So, like, we're not even for YouTube. So not everybody...
Then you're only getting that video because you happen to go to YouTube and see it in the subscriptions.
Right, because I always go to YouTube.
So what's the difference then? You could go to Twitch and see that too.
My issue is that YouTube is being this is YouTube showing that they're scared of their competition. That's all it is. And to me, I don't consider the streamer gross for cross promoting and saying, "Hey, you make," because sometimes the streamer does YouTube videos as well, and not all the time their audiences will cross pollinate. So that could be their way of cross pollinating. Because I know plenty. Because again, Maximilian Dude's the example I'm going to use. I know plenty of people who just watch his streams or just watch his videos he posts on YouTube once a day. I happen to do both. So it could be a way to get like, hey guys, I know you're subscribed here, but I'm also doing it live. So if you want to watch it live, here I am. If not, it'll be on YouTube later. Yeah. So like to me, it's just cross-pollination, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not harming YouTube. YouTube's still going to get their clicks. They're still going to get their views. You're going to go to YouTube for a specific thing.
I mean, to them, they're basically video hosting is very expensive. I don't know what, like, the average person that just goes on the internet and uses these services does not realize that video hosting is very expensive. So basically, they're taking money to just put up a video saying, hey, come over here. And I get that that's not great for them. But picture this. Like, someone walks into a Walmart and just shouts out to the cashiers, hey, I'm going to go shop at Target, and then leaves.
There are assholes who do that, and like they're well within their right to do that. That's fine. It's not like Walmart can then go to that person and say, you can no longer shop here. They can't do that.
I mean, they have the right to refuse service, technically.
It would not really. Just if somebody were to say something like that, or like, I'm just going to go here. Like, people tell me that shit all the time. I'm going to go here. I can't then tell them, well, you're no longer allowed in the store. Like, you can't do that, and YouTube shouldn't be able to tell.
No, I'm not defending YouTube banning people for doing this. Okay. I'm just saying it's dumb that people do that. And I understand why YouTube would want to ban them or take some kind of action against them. They shouldn't, because they're professionals. Well, they're supposed to be professionals. They're really not. And, like, you know, their service exists as a service, not as something to just benefit them. But people shouldn't do that because it's stupid. I'm just saying there's two sides to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just see it as cross promotion. You may have two different audiences if you stream and do YouTube stuff, and maybe you want to get the audience that primarily visits YouTube. They visit Twitch, once in a while. They're not as big of stream monsters, and say they're scrolling through their videos. They don't have notifications on. Let's just play that card real quick. And they happen to they watch a video about a cat dancing for some reason, and then like, hey, this guy, your favorite YouTuber is streaming, come check it out. And then like, oh, okay, I'll go watch this now, or I'll go watch this after
I've
watched.
Not big fans of Twitch. Are they gonna go over to Twitch just because their favorite YouTuber is streaming on Twitch?
Chances are, yeah.
Because personally, I'm not a big fan of streaming. Like I've said that before. I'll watch people occasionally, but it's not my favorite thing to do. If someone is a YouTube person that I love and I enjoy their YouTube content, I don't necessarily care that they're going to be streaming, because I like when they put out produced, like edited, scripted content. When they're just playing a game with commentary, I don't necessarily enjoy that.
It gets a chance to be like, maybe again, depending on how big their chat is, be like active with them, like it's like a hanging out kind of thing. It's a different experience. And again, not every person who does.
Oh,
that,
I don't. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're getting a different experience out of it.
Yeah, I totally get why people do it. I'm just saying, is YouTube the platform to promote their Twitch streams? Not necessarily.
I think it might be like a holdover from before YouTube would stream stuff, because like I used to follow a couple people that would stream on Twitch when YouTube didn't have streaming, so people would post their videos, and it's the same video every time, but it's like it's just a notification.
See, what you could do is, like, instead of just putting out a 10-second thing saying, hey, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, put out like a highlight video, like an edited down highlight video of your last stream, like, 30 minutes before you're about to go live, and then say next stream at this time, so people can see that. The title can still be like highlight stream, next stream then. And it's actually got some value, some like YouTube quality content, but also advertises your stream, because they've said, like, on their thing about like why they're doing this is like, if it has merit to be on YouTube, they're not going to do anything about it. But if it's just an advertisement video, they don't allow that for anything, Twitch or otherwise.
Yeah. It's the site is long forbidden videos that are primarily drive people off of YouTube. Yeah.
That's not a Twitch exclusive thing.
Yeah, this article notes that like they don't deal with counts that it says they've been softer on channels that have done much worse than just cross promoting, which is kind of true. So I don't know. It's like they just started recently invoking this the segment of their policy, and not invoking other segments of their policy that are much worse.
And that's the problem, is when they're just picking and choosing what of their existing policies.
It seems like YouTube is just like, it just seems like there's one guy at YouTube who's like, I don't like this, click.
Yeah.
Instead of actually invoking their policy.
Maybe YouTube should actually worry about actually getting the racist, hate-mongering people like Alex Jones off their fucking website before terminating channels that are simply advertising. Maybe they should fucking do that. I'm sorry, I needed to say that because that really pisses me off.
Yeah, it says here that the accounts that they terminated, like Linus Tech Tips, Cerny, Asterisk, are back on YouTube. Like they just got a warning and got back on. But yeah, they need to be better about their platform.
Yeah,
I feel
they need to have consistency. If they're gonna do something, do it all the time.
Yeah,
and don't just pick and choose when.
Yeah. All right.
But also stop putting up YouTube videos that just say, go check out my Twitch. It's gross social networking.
I think it's fine. Like it's the same thing as putting out like a Twitter or
it's not though, because that's a social network. YouTube is not a social network.
YouTube is a social network for video. That's how they build
for
themselves.
video. Yes.
Yeah. That's how they
build
not
themselves. A video. That's a clip saying, go check out my Twitch. That's a tweet in video form.
If I stream more, I probably would actually put videos out like, hey, I'm streaming now, come live. Because not everybody checks Twitter. They may check YouTube first. Maybe not every person has Twitter or they don't like Twitter, so their entertainment. They only watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's also
Maybe I'm just old-fashioned then, because I think of YouTube as a video depository. Like, it is a place you put production quality stuff to share it with other people. Like,
and
it's
cat
not
videos.
just like send people over to somewhere else.
YouTube-
That's what Twitter is for.
YouTube
That's
is
what
not at the
Instagram is
point-
for.
YouTube is not at the point where it's like a channel where it's like ABC or CBC. It's not at that point yet. If it gets to that point, yeah, I could absolutely see them wanting to invoke that a lot more. And they have,
But that's what they're trying to get to.
yeah, exactly. And that's probably they should probably be invoking it more often, like all of their policies more often.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
If
like
they wanna
removing
get-
Alex Jones from your damn website.
Exactly.
I mean, he arguably has more merit than Twitch promotion videos.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
Even though I hate him, he does have more merit than Twitch promotion videos.
Yeah.
Man, just think about all the racist stuff that's on cable TV.
Yeah, exactly. Last Man Standing is coming back.
All right.
For you to know.
Something that's not racist. Darksiders 3 has a release date. Collector's edition.
Well,
Darksiders 3 hasn't been whatever. Blah blah blah. November 27th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
No Switch. God damn it.
even though this looks like a last-gen game.
Yeah, and the other two got ported to Wii U respectively.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, I'm holding out hope it'll come out later, because I
can see the remasters, like the 1 and 2 coming. If they do a pack of those, I could see those coming to Switch.
Oh, I would buy those in a
What the
heartbeat.
fuck? There's an Apocalypse edition that's $400.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was wondering when you were gonna notice that.
What?
This is egregious editions of this game.
That's
Jesus
EA
Christ.
levels of greed right there.
There's some cool stuff in it, though.
It includes I didn't read the sentence before that, but
It's
includes,
a copy of the game, an 11-inch tall Fury figurine, a premium box, a steel book, an art book, a soundtrack, an exclusive armor cosmetic DLC in the game, and then a 30 by 40 wall scroll, a 2-inch heavyweight amulet with necklace.
hanger.
Sure.
This to me sounds like it's worth $400.
Fuck
And
no.
3 more figurines that include War, Death, and Volgrim.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not $400 awesome.
Hey, if you love Darkseid, this is for those people who like really love Darksiders.
Bitch,
Yeah.
I'm buying a goddamn window for my car right now for $259.
True.
I mean,
Not
that's
everyone's
true.
doing that though.
Yeah.
The collector's edition's a little better though. It's still got the Fury figurine, which is probably the biggest draw to the editions anyway. And then the copy of the game, premium box, steelbook, art book, soundtrack, and the DLC, all for $150.
Listen,
So
I just want this game to do well, so that way I get Darksiders 4, where it's a 4-man co-op game with Death, War, Pest, not Pest. I want all 4 at the same time, and finally finish this goddamn story. Okay, that's all I
very
want.
cool.
Ben, do not spend $400 on this fucking game.
No, I'm gonna patiently wait for the Switch edition, where it'll be like 60. I'm not gonna spend 400. for
Good.
this.
It's not coming to Switch. No, I'm not even trying to be negative. I just guarantee it's not coming to Switch.
You're being negative, and it's hurting my chi. I don't like you hurting my chi. Stop hurting my chi.
Don't touch him in his
There's a
cheek.
difference between negativity and realism.
It's all the same fucking to me. Damn it.
But the figures do look pretty good.
Yeah, Joe
Hope so.
Mad is a really great designer.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like those are some high quality figures. Those are like amiibo, like better than amiibo figures.
Hopefully it's well optimized to the PC, so I can at least play it on the PC, because I'm gonna die if I can't play as Wrath.
Fury?
Fury, whatever. Same thing.
What's the most you've ever paid for a game?
$88 Xenoblade Chronicles the 2 edition last year.
Probably I don't remember how much it was, but the Fallout 4 special edition that came in the
Pip-Boy?
box. Yeah. I think it was 80.
Okay. I probably spent maybe 100 or 150, something like that.
But what
Special
sucks is I hated Fallout 4. So really it was $80 for the Pip-Boy that I love.
Yeah. I never buy collected editions because I never had money. So when I bought the pre-order the Xenoblade one last year, I was like, I think it was like 100 normally, but Amazon gave me a 20% off discount. Thank God. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with this game, and I still have it on my shelf with the big box and everything. I still have the CD. And I love that collector's edition. But I generally don't like to do that because I don't have enough room on my shelf, and it's just gonna eventually it's all gonna get crap. It's gonna get thrown away.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't generally buy them. My friend does buy them a lot. He still has a couple of his stuff, including from Darksiders 2. It comes with a replica Death Mask, which is pretty sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But no, this game, like the game itself, they had a new trailer for it. It looks fine. Like it looks like a last gen game graphically, and the combat and stuff looks a little stiff. Like I have this problem where, like, you know, I've been playing a lot of God of War, which is not a problem. It's great. But then I tried to go back to Assassin's Creed Origin, and like the game didn't crash or anything, surprisingly, but I just could not enjoy it as much anymore. Like the combat was not good in that game. It's still fun to, like, you know, kind of parkour and stuff, but the combat's pretty stiff and not great.
Yeah.
And so, like, comparing it to God of War now, it's like, man, this is real clunky. And like Darksiders 3 is a lot more like God of War combat, but it just looks super slow and chunky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it feels like God of War or Darksiders 1 and 2, which were last gen games and were pretty chunky.
Yeah, this looks like the Darksiders game of old.
It might have been. Honestly, I'm thinking it's because it probably started with last gen, but then of course you had the THQ troubles, and they're probably going off that build so they can actually get something out. That's my guess.
So but should this be a $60 game then?
I mean, whatever. People will pay $60 for that's arguably less in it. So I'm just happy it exists at this point.
I mean, she looks like she plays really fun.
Yeah,
like she's got some Ivy mechanics with like the big long whip sword and stuff. Like that's awesome. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna play super well, and that's upsetting because I really like that character and I want to see her, like, you know, fully realized.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be okay.
I hope so. I'm hopeful for it, but THQ is not the company they used to be.
No, it's still the same developers behind the first two, though, so that's all that really matters. Not necessarily.
Well, the developer is it the same studio, but is it the same people in that studio?
As far as I'm aware, yes. They just got rebranded. As far as I'm aware.
All right, guys. That's gonna be it for tonight. Unless I'm missing anything.
No, we covered anime titties, so no.
Yeah, nothing super important.
Most important.
I thought you were supposed to uncover the anime titties.
No, you're supposed to cover them so it's more alluring that way.
Seeing
full-on nipple is never fun. It's always when you can only see a little bit of the boob. That's when you get the most fun out of it.
Yeah, I get the pasties on there.
Yeah, I guess so. There's got to be some mystery still. That's true.
All right, Justin, where can people find your pasties?
Gross. I think there are some in a drawer, actually.
Oh my god.
Not mine.
Oh, of course.
Anyway. I am at Zero Score on YouTube and Twitter. Just go to those places. There'll be stuff there soon. New stuff there, I should say.
Ben.
You can go to twitter.com/marveloussiggy and you can go to the pinned tweet on my profile. Pinned. And you can see a video I did, a Rambo video I did on Celeste, my quote-unquote game of the year so far of 2018. It's a non-spoiler thing, so you can go on it without any concern of it. Please check it out. Share it with your friends. Share it with your mom. Twilight Princess Let's Play is coming. I know people aren't as interested in that, but it's coming. I've recorded more footage. It's just having time to sit down and do audio and stuff. And, you know, that's about it. But that's coming soon. I don't know when at this point. I'm just going to stop giving dates. It's not like anybody watches them anyways. I do them for my own satisfaction at this point.
Right.
So,
I get it, though. It's hard to find time to make any commentary about that bad game.
It's not bad! It's not a bad game. It's a long tutorial. You get out of the forest, and you're the wolf boy, and you're a furry, and it's all good again, okay? Anyways, Twitter.com/MarvelZiggy, where you can hear me say positive things about Twilight Princess.
You did it on purpose.
Yep. It's fun.
You can find me, your host Thomas, at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also check us out at chartshot.com. All of our videos, audio, and written content is hosted. And you can also email me personally, thomas@chartshot.com. Until then, guys, enjoy your games. Good night. Good night.
All right.
Good night. Alright, I gotta save. I gotta export.
Is this 76, right?
I don't know.
Yes. It's the J. Mr. J. They need to do a movie with Harley Quinn and Joker instead of all this nonsense that they're doing.
Isn't there a movie with? I mean, it's an animated one, I think, but isn't there a movie with Harley Quinn and Joker?
I guess so. I haven't watched a lot of those. I think I've only watched the. There was a really popular one that was a two-parter a while back.
The Dark Knight Returns.
I think so. I think that's it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't watched it. That's the only one I can think of that's two parts.
Yeah.
I know so much about things that I've never seen or played.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird.
I think we just follow a lot of media that talks about it.
It's true. I'd like to be up on things, but I don't have time to like check it all out.
Yeah.
Like I barely ever read comics, but I read up on like what's happening in comics. So if someone asks me about something, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah, The Why the Last Man. I actually wanted to read that a while back.
It's so good. I've got it. I think I've got it. Like a digital copy. I could send it to you.
It's on Kindle right now.
I mean, like I have it like for free though.
Yeah, I wonder if it's part of Kindle Unlimited because I got that for $1 for 3 months.
I don't remember where I put it.
I have physical.
You know, Dan Trachtenberg was scheduled to direct that movie at first.
No.
He's the guy who did Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like Michelle Trachtenberg's something?
I don't know. I know him from the Totally Rad Show.
She's an actress.
There was a show on Revision 3 called Totally Rad Show, and it was like another one of those geek shows that does movies and games and stuff. It was really good. And Revision 3, that's an interesting website. I don't know if it's still around.
I don't think it is.
Not. It crashed.
It crashed.
Well, I mean, like it failed. Like they had to sell it.
Yeah.
I thought I still had it. Where is it?
It was the guy. It was the guy that made Dig that made that.
I remember Dig.
Yeah. Dig Nation was a good show.
I look forward to reading Why the Last Man.
There it is.
I haven't read it in almost 6 years.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I've got every issue, but it's in CBR files, which have to be opened in like comic book reader apps.
Yep. Is that for me? Thank you. How you doing?
I want a cake.
Yeah. Just tired. Yeah. Do you want a Coke or anything? No. All right. Bye.
Man, I want a sister that brings me cake.
Cake.
I don't have either of those things.
I have pork chops waiting for me in the kitchen.
A
So
sister or
Nice.
cake.
I had a stepsister for a while.
Oh yeah.
I have one too. Yeah,
I mean, she still exists. She's just not my stepsister anymore.
Oh.
You guys talk still or no?
Yeah, I mean, like we're friends on Facebook. Like I know,
Right.
you know, we keep up in each other's lives.
Mhm.
I have no hard feelings towards her. Her dad just sucked, and she kind of knows that too. So
That's good, I guess.
Anyway, speaking of no men, I do have Y the Last Man. I don't know if you heard this, but it's like they're all in a CBR file, which is like a comic book reader app file. So if you have a comic book reader, I can send this to you, and you can like pull it up through that.
Yeah, I think I actually have one.
Okay. Because it's a great read, and like there's, I mean, it's literally just 20 issues or 60 issues. I mean, so it's a pretty quick read too.
Yeah, I have Comic Rack. That's what I used to use.
It's a long read. What are you talking about?
It's a pretty quick read. I mean, I read it like on a road trip, so it was, you know, literally the duration of a road trip.
Must be speed reading them then.
So I have Comic Rack. I just opened it up for the first time in like 5 years. It says Comic Rack has false virus positive in Windows 10.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. It's like a double negative.
Can't.
Oh.
I don't have enough room on my Google Drive for it.
Yeah.
I'll put it somewhere else.
Back when I was reading comics, like legit, I used to just download stuff for Comic Rack.
If I pick anything, it's always gonna. If I pick any comic stuff for the book club, it's gonna be self-contained stuff. You just read one volume and you don't need to continue on.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Or if you do continue on, it's maybe like 3 other trades. You know, not
because the problem is with like ongoing or not ongoing series, but like limited series that are already over. It's like you can read the first volume, but you might as well read the whole thing because it's over.
Yeah. Unless you don't like it.
True.
You guys read Scott Pilgrim or no?
I read it. I haven't read it in quite some time, but I remember liking it.
I haven't. I meant to at one time, but I haven't.
It's good. I mean, from what I remember.
Yeah.
It could be.
I remember liking it. Like when I went to Comic-Con, that's when Scott Pilgrim was like the thing that was being advertised. So I just picked up all issues while I was there. I read them on the plane.
Yeah, they're sitting on my shelf right now.
Yeah, I just remember.
I found the volumes at Hastings a long time ago. I just never picked them up.
They because the ones I own are the original ones, so the uncolored ones, because I actually re-released them all fully colored.
Oh wow, that's nice. I have the yeah, I have what you have.
Yeah, because I remember reading about Scott Pilgrim because a friend of mine recommended it to me, and in a podcast, video show / podcast, they don't do the video show anymore, recommended it, and like, well, I guess I'll check this out. And like at a used bookstore, I bought like the first 3 volumes for like $15, and I was like super addicted. And then like I had to wait for the final volume, volume 6, and I really liked it. But I thought the movie was good.
I like the movie.
You guys want like a? There's one I kind of want to recommend, but I don't know if I want to do it because it's 94 issues. I wouldn't say we would do it all, but like if you once you get, yeah, I wouldn't say we wouldn't do it all, but at least do the first volume.
What's the name of it?
It's called Strangers in Paradise. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It starts off like a rom-com, but then it takes a turn, and if I say anything else, it spoils it. So I'll leave it at that. But it's one of my favorite.